Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Helldivers 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zero. Let's get to it. So today, communication is key, but before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. Now, we're evacuating priority citizens in this one, but in order to do that, we have to establish communication uplinks. Now, as soon as you get into a mission, because the map doesn't show you exactly where the enemies are, just approximate locations of where they are heaviest, you have to go in more or less blind to where they are going to be at. Right through the legs. So as long as the map is not obscured, then you can see, where the bug nests are at. You do not get to see where the secondary objectives are, like radar stations and SEAF, artillery, or stalker layers, shrieker nests, spore spewers, things like that. There we go. Now, depending on whether your team is match-made or pre-made, you might have better or worse communication. Some match-made teams have really good communication where they are able to help each other out and not cause more chaos than what is already in a mission. So even though this looks like a radar station, it is not. It is part of the main objective. There we go. So we have to do that. And someone got the escape pod. There's the SSD that we put in. And now we just have to align communication signal. And we're done. So one down, one to go. Yeah, a whole bunch of bug nests on the outer rim, which is going to cause problems. The other part of the team is already at the other communication uplink doing that. Like a well-oiled machine, this team is just plowing through objectives, both the main objectives and these secondary objectives. There we go. This guy's got some armor on the front, which makes him harder to take out. The only thing that really, if you got something that penetrates, you can hit him from the front, or you can use a flamethrower or something with fire, like the incendiary breaker, which will do fire damage as he's getting hit, but otherwise takes very little damage. Now, the incendiary breaker does not benefit from the 4th upgrade, where you do increased fire damage from stratagems. So the napalm, the flamethrower, the incendiary mines, those all get boosted damage, but the incendiary breaker does not. Yeah, one of the things you always want to be on the lookout for are unexploded hell bombs. I find that the bugs a lot of times will... Oop, and here's a nest right here. Yep, sorry, bud. I didn't realize you were going right into the middle of the nest. I was really hoping to take out the charger. Did I get him? Oh, now both of the other guys are down. So I always think that the one of, if not the best strategy is either you have all four people fighting it out together, going objective to objective, or you have two people running two objectives and the other two people running different objectives. Makes it easy, makes the mission go much faster if everything's going smoothly. So if your team isn't meshing, then it's not going to work out as well. And there's a whole bunch of Charger carcasses. Now this may have something to do with the secret weapon that the Super Earth is developing, that someone was gossiping about on the Super Destroyer, or maybe it is the other faction that we've heard about. So at some point, I think everyone is assuming there's going to be a third faction showing up. At what point is the question? And will the war ever be truly over? Alright, we got... Oh, wow. That Bile Titan popped up on us relatively quickly. Go ahead and see if I can take him out. Nope. Oop, there's a stalker. Of course means, oh, and another stalker, which means, and another stalker. And another stalker. And like that, we know that we have to be close. We've got to be close to the stalker lair because there are so many stalkers. Yeah, right there. Right there. Luckily, they don't respawn as soon as one of them goes down. That would be horrible. Alright, so we took out the lair. So assuming that there are no more layers, there should be no more stalkers or no additional stalkers. So if there's some stalkers still on the map, we'll have to deal with them, but otherwise they'll be gone. So I'm happy about that. There is a spore spear around here somewhere. There we go, another unexploded hell bomb. Ooh, and there's still a stalker. So hopefully that's just a spare that was not around. Okay, so we got... This looks like a spore spewer here. After you've taken out a bunch of spore spewers, you can really... Oh, there it is. Now they have beefed up the spore spewers with some armor, so it makes it more difficult to take out. Used to be able to take out the spore spewer just with any weapon. Take any weapon and you can take it out. But that's changed. Now all of a sudden you just have to use more extreme force. You have to use 2 hits from a rocket, whether it's a EAT or recoilless or quasar cannon, or use 1 building smashing stratagem like an eagle strike. Or go in and use a hell bomb. Actually, I don't know if you can use a hell bomb on spore spewer. I've not actually been that close to one where it would giving me that option. And there's always enemies right there. Yeah, that could have been bad real quick. A whole bunch of hunters jumping on top of you is never a good thing. Alright, there's a question mark there. Oop. And there's still a whole bunch of... Well, there was a breach, but... That's a lot of hunters coming out of a breach. So there may have been a breach. And additionally, there might have been a patrol. Ooh, geez, just like that. Charger got taken out by a charger, and then the charger got taken out by something. There we go. Yeah, sometimes teams just meld. They come together and they meld. Looking out for each other. Only because, you know, you're a fellow Helldiver. Ooh, man, that's a whole bunch of enemies right there. Another patrol, I think. Oh, they saw me. Run away from that stratagem. Didn't get to see what it was. Other than it's red. Early on, you see these beacons in the sky, and you see red, and maybe not immediately, but you start to run away whenever you see the red beacon and run towards the blue beacons. You're like, oh, that's a blue beacon. What is it? Oh, we still got more enemies coming. And another breach. Now, one of the things that the developers have said is that they want to slow down the pace of updates. They're at the point where they feel that the updates are, because they're coming out very quickly, there may be problems or unforeseen consequences of having these updates come out without more thorough testing. Trying to hit that hell bomb. Just use the quasar cannon. Hopefully I get close enough where it'll knock it. There we go. And luckily that other guy was far enough away that it didn't take him out. Now whenever you get to a main objective, you always notice that there's little patrols, not even patrols, but static patrols that are close by. And you almost always run into them. At least one of them. And then you either have to worry about the other ones being pulled in or whatever the case may be. There we go. Those guys were coming in, and I don't think they were following the other guy. I think they were just coming to investigate. So there's a rumor that the Super Earth scientists are coming up with a new super weapon for us to use in the fight against the robots and the Terminids. But then, of course, there's also the rumor of a third enemy faction who hates democracy that we need to worry about. There we go. I was hoping to stun him, so then the airstrike would take him out. However, I think the quasar cannon took him out. Now we got a blizzard going on, which reduces your speed as well as your visibility. Now we're already at 8 of 20, so it is halfway done now. And because they pop out at 3 or 4, you usually have like one extra batch of citizens that you have to call out to get on. So you never end up with a even 20. You end up with like 19, and then you have to call in 3 or 4 more. Like, let's go. So I don't know how they deal with that. But we don't have to worry about it. We're at 16. Just 4 more. And then we've got it. Of course, the other part of that is that citizens are always getting taken out. 18, 19. And then the guys that I spawn, so that should take care of it. There we go. Now it's just time to get out. Yeah, because you spend so much time trying to take out these guys with heavier armor, all of a sudden you're like, oh man, you get a breach. And the devs have said that the patrols and spawns are not where they should be, especially for solo players. Yeah, we've got to... Oop, we need to get out of the way of the autocannon doing its job. I put it in there for anything coming from the outside, not from the inside. Ooh, we got all kinds of enemies that we have to worry about. So we've got 2 guys that are already on their way to that smaller nest. There we go. Apparently a light bug nest. And we've got a heavy bug nest. I'm pretty certain it's a heavy bug nest. Now you can avoid detection by patrols, but that means you're not going to engage in any fighting with them. So it's more or less line of sight. Yeah, this is definitely a heavy nest. Got all kinds of now with everything going on, I couldn't see where my shot was going to end up. Oop. Someone put down cluster bomb, which took out someone, and it also took out... Oh, and there's a bug breach right there. Now we've actually done a pretty good job. There's 2 left. There we go. We got the Eagle Strike. There we go. 1 more. Hunters are a real pain without... Oh, or 2 more. I always forget how the counter works on the bug nest holes. It shows 9 of 10, but it's not actually 9 of 10. It's actually 8 of 10. Man, it's getting rough. Still have 20 minutes, but it might be a good idea to start making our way out, because we're having more enemies show up, partially because there's the light bug nest. The heavy one is still going. Oop. There's the heavy one. There's 2 bug holes left. And that last guy took them all out. So we'll call in some support and then call in the extraction, and these guys, the rest of the team, they can make their way over here. They can go ahead and take care of some more nests so that we can increase our requisition credits and our experience. But otherwise, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.
Calling in reinforcements!
ETA T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Requesting sentry! Marking location, southwest, heavy. Back empty!
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Requesting air support.
Sending in an Eagle! Bug tunnel freak!
Underway.
Heavy, southeast, 50 meters.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Requesting air support! You will never destroy our way of life!
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Reinforcing!
Reinforcement
Heavy,
budget running
north,
low. ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Affirmative.
My life
Pelican 1 approaching pickup.
Sending
Rare
in an
sample
Eagle.
acquired.
This is Pelican 1 preparing for touchdown.
Eagle 1 leaving combat zone to resupply.
Got a sample.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent. Thank you.
Today you've carved another foot in a long climb to liberty.
Thank you.
PlayStation